The Race of Champions may have some of motorsport's biggest stars from across all kinds of racing disciplines, competing for the prize of being categorised as the best of the best. However, the competition on the most part is taken with a slightly relaxing nature to it. The drivers do put the pedal to the metal, going as fast as they can and occasionally going beyond the limit of adhesion, yet with its unique knockout style format and even more unique track layout, along with having passengers in the cars during the event, it's very much done in a chilled environment, in more ways than one. This is a product that can only be done by the Race of Champions. This is DTM in the early 2010s. German saloon cars which were practically silhouette vehicles that had performance not too dissimilar to Formula 3 cars. They were used to racing on conventional racetracks across Europe and the intricate Norris ring. However, it was announced in 2010 that the DTM were going to add a special event to the calendar. In a format similar to the Race of Champions, the series would race on a custom-made track in the grounds of the Olympic Stadium in Munich. Talking about the event, Hans-Werner Albrecht, who ran the factory Mercedes effort in the DTM with his HWA team, said, "I am happy that the DTM is coming to the fans. The DTM fans can look forward to a very special atmosphere. Munich itself is an important location for the motoring industry, with it being where the headquarters of BMW are, as well as MAN's heavy trucks division." Now, am I sensing something here? When the event was created in 2011, Audi and Mercedes were the two manufacturers being represented. BMW weren't in it yet, but were rumoured to be joining. Now, if DTM were going to find a way to try and help coax BMW into the championship, wouldn't it be extremely appropriate to hold a unique and interesting event the series hadn't done yet, at an iconic stadium based in the place where the company is located, to demonstrate what they're currently missing out on? Am I thinking that this was done to try and convince the company to join? No, I don't think so personally. Well, it did seem fitting though that BMW did join the DTM series for 2012 and indeed the 2012 iteration of this event. The way it worked in 2011 though was that the drivers for each manufacturer would be up against each other, so Audi drivers against Audi drivers and vice versa. The quickest 8 drivers for each manufacturer would then be entered into the round of 16 style tournament, with a draw done specifically so that each heat would consist of an Audi versus Mercedes battle. A bit like the Race of Champions, they then progress through to the quarterfinals, semi-finals and the final itself, with 2 races to decide who wins overall. It's not who wins each individual race that counts, but who wins with the fastest combined time over both races. Both races in the final would be 5 laps in length, and there was also the added beauty of a pit stop being included in the final, which is quite a cool addition as it gets the team members involved and isn't something you see in the Race of Champions itself. I won't say who won the event obviously, however, let's just say that the winning margin was pretty tight. For 2012 things were slightly different. The format was like this. The first day would include time trials that would set which 3 best drivers from each manufacturer would get through to the second round heats on Sunday automatically by speed. The remaining 12 drivers would have to fight in head-to-head heats between them in the first round, with the fastest 6 making up the rest of round 2, which would be the round of 16. From the quarterfinals onwards, pit stops would be utilised, as well as some wet weather. The track layout would also be changed. It would now be 2 designated courses for each driver, both of which are exactly the same in terms of layout and length. Once again, it was a cool spectacle, although it was a shame that the crowd didn't seem quite as sizable as the previous years. Like I did for the 2011 results, I won't spoil who won the event, but that will be the last time in this video that I won't be spoiling the results, because there are no more results to spoil, as the non-championship round in Munich was taken off the calendar for 2013. The reason that was given for its demise was that it wasn't possible to agree on a way that the location could become a points-paying round. Albrecht commented by saying, "We weren't able to make the next step, turning the event into a championship round, as ensuring absolute equality of opportunities is just impossible on a parallel racetrack." Indeed, according to the CEO of the stadium, Ralf Huber, the only way that DTM would be returning there would have been if the event became a points-paying championship round. Sadly, this meant that the event was no more. In my opinion though, even if this did end up being a points paying round, I can't imagine this lasting a particularly long time. Is it unique in terms of an entire series doing this sort of thing? Yes it is. However, for me it feels just a bit too similar to the Race of Champions. Sure, they tried to make it different in some form or another, but the basic formula was still there. Furthermore, I don't think the track layout in either year was particularly interesting. Of course, you are restricted by the ground level area of the stadium itself to try and create something exciting. However, The Rock managed to come up with tricky courses that also looked really snazzy with the crossovers, which also had bridges incorporated into them. It just lacked character from my perspective. I have no doubt that in the stadium itself it was a cool spectacle, but from a TV perspective it just didn't appear all that demanding for the drivers. The pit stop element I thought was brilliant, although I wish it could have been utilised for every heat. Did it increase the grandeur, fancy word I know, of the latter stages of the event? Without question it did. However, I think it would have been great to see all the pit crews get involved and feel like they have the same level of importance as the drivers, and have a competition themselves against all the other pit crews. Is it something that any series should revisit for the future? Not in my view. It's something that the Race of Champions has established themselves as doing the best in that form of head-to-head style knockout racing. Although I'm not opposed to new types of racing formats being used by different series. With all that being said though, thank you very much for watching. What did you make of DTM's take on the Race of Champions? Say in the comment section down below. But until the next video, be kind to each other and enjoy the rest of your day.